Roark wants to achieve values so as to gain pleasure. Keating wants approval from others so as to gain pleasure. So there is really no difference in their character or motivation. Is this correct? No. Here's some points. Roark's pleasure is pure, whereas Keating's is contradictory. Since his base is self-doubt, all of his desires are undercut in his own mind. They're not that strong. And all of his success, when people do admire him, he feels they don't know what a fraud I am. So he doesn't get the kind of pleasure at all that Roark gets. Roark's motivation, another point, is to achieve the values. Keating's is just to appease the fear, whatever he has to do. So Roark gets the pleasure of going there and getting it. Keating gets the so-called pleasure of running away. The exact opposite motivation. Above all, Roark's motivation is really for his achievement and therefore for pleasure. He is the creator. But you cannot assume that everybody in every action pursues pleasure. That is a doctrine called psychological hedonism, which is completely wrong. There's nothing in human nature that says whatever you do, you're after pleasure. These people, when you say to them, what's the basis? You say, well, what about an ascetic who starves in the desert? Well, that's what gives him pleasure. And you say to him, well, how do you know? He said, well, because everybody pursues pleasure. It's completely circular doctrine. It is not true that everybody pursues pleasure. And if somebody pursues no values, but only escape, then by definition, what he wants is not to feel fear. He's not pursuing pleasure. Roark is the creator. Keating is the quaking, pleasureless parasite. I hope that makes it clear.